Hello, this is Keenan, and this is Lesson 22, 6th grade worksheet. For our first problem, there's actually a little error. This is not supposed to be 3x squared, it's supposed to be 3x cubed. So, in this problem, we'll need to distribute the 4x out to the x squared and to the y squared. So, we do 4x times x squared, which will give us 4x cubed. And then we'll do 4x plus y squared, which will give us 4x y squared. And then add in the 3x cubed at the very end. Because we have two terms with the x cubed, the 4x cubed, and the 3x cubed, we can add them together to simplify it, giving us 7x cubed plus 4xy squared, which is our final answer. Moving on, we're going to skip over to question number 3, which is 11 times the quantity xy plus z minus 11z. Once again, we have to distribute out 11 to both the xy and the z. So we will get 11 times xy, which is 11xy, plus 11 times z, which is 11z, minus 11z. And you might be able to see that 11z minus 11z, well, those two are the same, except they have opposite signs, so they'll cancel out. Meaning we're left with 11xy. So 11xy is our final answer. And we're going to skip 4 and 5 and move on to question number 6, which is 11 times the quantity x plus y plus c plus 12 times the quantity 4x plus y. Now, distributing to something with three terms, like this part over here, is just the same as distributing to two terms. So we'll distribute the 11 to the x, to the y, and to the z. So we'll get 11 times x, which is 11x, plus 11 times y, which is 11y, plus 11 times z, which is 11z, plus, and we have to distribute this 12 out as well, 12 times 4x, which is 48x, plus 12 times y, which is 12y. Now we have two terms with an x, the 11x and the 48x, and we have two terms with the y, which is the 11y and the 12y. So we can add those together to get 59x plus 23y plus 11z, and that is our final answer. For our next set of problems, we have evaluating equations, where we will have to find the answer to these equations. So this first problem it's missing parentheses. There's supposed to be parentheses here and parentheses here. So when there are parentheses, we have to do what's inside the parentheses first. So 14 plus 2, that's 16, and 54 minus 50, that's 4. And then don't forget the division sign in between. 16 divided by 4 is equal to 4, so 4 is our answer. For our next question, we have 1 to the power of 7 plus 2 to the power of 3 minus 4. 1 to the power of 7 is 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, on and on, 7 times. Since when you multiply anything by 1, it's the same number, when we multiply 1 by 1 by 1 again and again, we will still end up with 1. Next, we add 2 to the power of 3, which is 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8. So we get 1 plus 8, and then minus 4. 1 plus 8 is 9, minus 4 is 5, so our final answer is 5. Moving on, we have this next problem. We're going to skip over to number 4. 7 squared divided by 7 cubed. Now we can write this out as 7 times 7 divided by 7 times 7 times 7. Now you can multiply these out and divide if you'd like, but that takes a lot of time and it requires big numbers. So instead, you can cancel out the 7s from the top and the bottom, leaving you with just a 7 at the bottom. Now when you divide and cancel things out, if you cancel everything out, you don't end with 0, you end with 1. So you get 1 over 7. And that is your answer. Lastly, we will have 11 to the power of 0 plus 14 to the power of 0 plus 22 to the power of 0. This problem is really simple because anything to the power of 0 is 1. So that's 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is 3. Now make sure to do all of the problems I haven't covered on your own as practice. Now we're moving on to the multiple choice section where we have word problems. Number 1 is Caitlin likes knitting. She aspires to knit a total of 7 sweaters a week. Each sweater takes 14 balls of yarn. 1 ball of yarn is $14. If she has 112 balls of yarn but wants to make 20 sweaters, how much will she need to spend? This 7 sweaters a week part is, it doesn't actually change the problem, so we can ignore that. She wants to make 20 sweaters, and each one requires 14 balls of yarn. That means we need 20 times 14 balls of yarn, which is equal to 280. We already have 112 balls of yarn, and we need to find out how many we need to buy. So we do 280 minus 112 to find how many balls we need to buy. And this should give us 168. Now we'll multiply 168 by 14 because each ball of yarn is $14, which will give us 2,352, which means that C is our final answer. The last question I'm going to cover is number 3. Denny works at a Denny's for 4 hours each shift. He gets paid minimum wage, which is $14 per hour. His dad wants him to work 7 shifts a week, but he only wants to work 4. Seeing as he gets paid every 4 weeks, what would the difference in pay be between working 4 and 7 shifts per week? So first we need to find out how many dollars he gets paid a shift. So he works for 4 hours and he earns $14 per hour. That gives us $56 per shift. His dad wants him to work 7, but he only wants to work 4, and we're supposed to find the difference in pay. That means we need to find 7 minus 4 shifts per week, which is 7 minus 4 equals 3. So every week the difference between the two schedules will be 3 shifts. So 3 times $56 per shift would give us $152 per week of a difference. And he gets paid every 4 weeks. Oh wait, my bad. He does not get paid $152. He gets paid $168. Let me clean that up a little bit. $168. Now, he gets paid every 4 weeks, so we have to multiply that by 4. And from that, we will get $672. So that will give us an answer of A. Now, make sure to try number 4 out for yourself to see if you can solve it and practice on your own.